Okay, we are live.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. It is 1:33, and I am calling the December 16th, 2025 meeting of the Akron Tree Commission to order. Would you like to call the roll?
Sure. Augusta, Viviano, here. Forte, Busco, Lash,
Didn't hear you.
Present.
Ricciuti,
Present.
Robinson,
Present.
Bradenberg,
Here.
Wyatt.
Here.
We do have a quorum.
Okay. Has everyone had a chance to look at the meeting minutes? And are there any additions or corrections? Okay, well, then I will entertain a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
Make a motion to accept the minutes.
Okay, second.
Second.
All right.
Viviano, I. Lash,
Aye.
Ricciuti,
Aye.
Robinson,
Aye.
Bradenberg,
Aye.
and Wyatt.
Aye.
The motion to approve the minutes passes 6-0.
Okey doke. Ah. Our next agenda item goes on with our public education strategy. I don't see Casey here. Do you know if she was planning on being here, Sarah?
I am not sure.
Okay. Well then, upcoming events, I think for the rest of this year, we're pretty dormant. Nothing coming up until the new year. And Jessica, you're here. And okay, there's Jeff. If you would like to give us an update on Project Acorn, you and Leah, you need to unmute yourself.
Yep.
There.
Yeah, my screen moved. Hi, yeah. So first, thank you so much for inviting us. And I will definitely give Leah a bunch of time to talk as well. But thank you for inviting us to talk about Project Acorn. I know we've been to a few meetings in the past, and we are really excited to kind of just update you on what we've done. And then we were hoping to maybe co-plan an event next year with the Tree Commission and Project Acorn. So first, we had our very first workforce development cohort. It ran from the beginning of September to the end of October. So we had 5 participants, and all 5 completed the entire course, which was really exciting for us. 3 of them passed pesticide certification licensure, and all of them got a certificate for Davy Tree urban forestry, the urban forestry program. We planted 258 landscape size trees in our 5 neighborhoods. A majority of those trees went into Middlebury, where we planted 3 pocket orchards, and we will be working on some signage. And we also put a considerable amount of trees into the Summit Lake area and into Joy Park. So we were very busy. And I would say that our very first cohort was very successful, despite all of the challenges that we had, that we faced during the entire program. You know, the funding and just changing, trying to find candidates. So we are in the midst of planning our spring cohort. So we do plan on having another cohort in the spring. And so we will begin recruitment for that soon. And I'm going to hand it over to Leah.
Thank you, Jessica. So during our last tree commission meeting, Project Acorn was presented as a workforce development and urban canopy initiative, focused on training residents in proper tree care, long-term stewardship. So kind of like what Jessica said, as part of that discussion, the idea of a potential Arbor Day planting collaboration was brought up. So really with that in mind, we kind of wanted to bring this idea back to the tree commission for discussion. So rather than presenting a fixed plan, we were hoping to hear from the commission, hear your thoughts on whether this type of Arbor Day collaboration feels like a good fit and how it might best align with the commission's goals and priorities. So really, if there's any feedback or ideas or guidance from the commission on this proposed partnership, I think Jessica and I would really appreciate the opportunity to discuss potential roles, timing, or adjustments that could really make this collaboration successful for everybody.
Okay. Just let us know what you'd like us to do.
Okay. So I think, the goal of the collaboration would be to highlight Akron's commitment to the tree canopy and workforce development, engage our residents in hands-on tree planting and tree care and education, and then leverage the Tree Commission's expertise and public role to strengthen our outreach, credibility, and like long-term stewardship, right? So and maybe Jessica can speak a little bit more to this, but we do have a budget for helping plan an Arbor Day. And we would have participants from Project Acorn that could assist in site prep, providing the trees for like a demonstration planting. Again, I'm just throwing out some ideas here, right? We could provide the trees, we could do the demo planting. It would be really nice to kind of replicate what we did last year with maybe having someone from administration or the tree commission speak almost even casually about Akron's urban canopy, our expansion efforts, maybe a little bit about Project Acorn and our collaboration. And so just kind of like in my mind, like turn it Arbor Day like more than just like a ceremonial planting, right? Like how it has been in the past. But like an opportunity to like model proper planting, long-term tree care, stewardship, and canopy goals. So how does that sit with everybody?
I think it makes perfect sense. We can get that more finely tuned as we get closer to Arbor Day, but I appreciate your wanting to take part in it. Because that's something that we've done with other partners, and now we can kind of do it among ourselves. Not that we don't want partners, and we will enlist as many as we can.
If I might, we did an Earth Day event for Project Acorn last year, and I was hoping that we could, and I know that the Tree Commission had an Arbor Day event, and so I was kind of hoping we could sort of kind of combine the two into kind of one big festival almost. So what we did last year was we had a volunteer tree planting and trash pickup over in the Middlebury neighborhood on one of the newer trails that's been installed over there.
Right.
And people could leave with a tree if they wanted one, or we didn't bring those. We had them them available for people to pick up later because the trees were so large. But we have budget to do that again. So we have budget to do if we have a place, and I think, Leah and I had briefly talked about Joy Park as a potential, but I don't think we're locked into any location. But if we could find a place that could use some volunteers to put down some, Home Depot or Lowe's size trees So not little saplings, but actually like, 4 or 5-year-old trees. Our goals, we want them to be native, or we want them to be some type of food product tree, like a fruiting tree that people could eventually use as, apple tree, peach tree, pear tree, things like that. And if they're not that, then we've been focusing very heavily on natives. So, and we can continue to do a tree giveaway with this as well. If that is something the commission's interested. It helped us get people to show up to plant trees and pick up trash and do some beautification. We took the opportunity to teach people how to plant trees. We talked about urban canopy. And, we even talked a little bit about like the workforce development piece of Project Acorn and why we were doing what we're doing. So, I think that was in my head. And I know that you guys have planted a couple of trees at Joy Park and had an event around that as well on, the benefits of urban canopy, the benefits of, why we want to plant trees in Akron and all the good things we're all trying to promote here. So, we don't have a massive budget, but we do have a budget for trees. We also have a very small budget for some educational materials that we could create signage or handouts or things of that nature. So just so the commission is aware, these are things, this is still the federal grant that we're working under. Our federal grant is still under review. But as of now, we are pretty confident that, we will be continuing the work that we're doing through Project Acorn, and that funding will be available for an event in the spring. And we are committed through the grant, but also the city is obviously committed to urban canopy regardless, to do an event in April. There's my soapbox.
How close are Arbor Day and Earth Day this year? Do we know?
I didn't look.
Okay, I'll look now.
Earth Day is April 22nd.
And then Arbor Day would be the 24th. So,
yeah,
we can probably think something so that we can spread it over those 3 days. Start with an Earth Day event and then end it with an Arbor Day event.
How many people did you have last year that came out to volunteer? A lot?
I believe we had 55.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The city was able, because we had we had some like volunteer opportunities within the city too, but we did see a pretty good, and we weren't able to really get it advertised as well as we wanted to. So we were hoping to start kind of earlier, but we did see a lot of interest in that neighborhood.
I definitely think there is a lot of interest in that neighborhood just from discussions that Keep Akron Beautiful has had with residents too. But I know a lot of residents did not come out to our event that we had last year on that Friday night because they said it was difficult to do that on a Friday night. So I don't know. We'd have to think about timing for that, like when would be best for the neighborhood if we want residents involved, not just like maybe corporate volunteers or city volunteers.
If I remember correctly, the weather was pretty stinky.
It was bad, yeah.
Was why we were very surprised that we did have so many people show up. It was cold and rainy the whole time.
Yeah.
But one thing I don't know, like if we want to, if it would be good for us to split the events or to just do one larger event, perhaps on a weekend day or something, and treat it more like a festival, with, and I don't know, that's kind of why we're throwing this out here now. Maybe we do try to find other partners that might want to show up too and do a combo Earth Day, Arbor Day event with maybe Summit Metro Parks wants to come or something like that to just draw more people out even. But then that becomes a whole thing, and a lot more planning. But I think, if we tried to spread it out, at least just in my opinion, we might lose people. It might be easier to combine the events to get more people with us. I don't know.
We did a planting as the tree commission every single day during what we called Arbor Week, which was the week after Arbor Day last year, just because of spring break in Akron Public Schools. I think we need to be cautious of when that is, but that went over really well with the kids. So I don't know if we maybe choose and I think the group wanted to do that again. Everyone enjoyed that, but we have to discuss that as well. Maybe we choose some schools in the neighborhood of where this is to then also maybe like double down and like hand out flyers to like through APS. So, we go and plant the tree with the kids, and then a week later is this or whatever. I think that would draw more people out because kids were very interested.
Spring break is March 30th to April 3rd.
Okay, that's good.
Don't have that issue this year. Good.
But I don't know what anybody in the group thinks about that, like doing the school plantings again and then maybe having this after so we can engage more people to potentially want to come.
I like the idea.
Yeah. Yeah, Jeff.
Thank you. No, I was just thinking, I think it's a brilliant idea. I believe that there would be city folks. I don't want to answer for the city, but I learned a long time ago not to do that. But I suspect that folks in the utility may be interested in some of this. Maybe I would guess. I think the Metro Parks is a natural. I think maybe recreation. I don't know, your Francie. Maybe they could pitch in and help us a little bit. Maybe we could. I like the idea of maybe a Saturday or something. I still like the idea of the every week, or I'm sorry, every day of that week, doing something leading up to the Saturday, just maybe one day. I hate to do one day, but that makes more sense. Maybe try to get a band or something, but get those partners out there. And I think there's an appetite for even not a couple nonprofits out there, I'm sure, that would love to participate as well, who are around, green and plantings and such. I would just recommend perhaps, Madam President, that we form a committee that would work on this and see to it that it gets done correctly, and they'd have to meet probably from time to time to really kind of schedule and plan and invite and do it right. But I think it's brilliant. And it would be something that would be really cool for like an annual type of an event somewhere, and move it around and within the Acorn footprint, I guess. So I think it's so cool, and it's a great opportunity for all of us.
Well, Joe here, Meglin from ODNR, I need to ask you a procedure question. Does Arbor Day have to be on that Friday?
No, your Arbor Day celebration can be quite literally any time of the year. I've had some people do it the week of, shoot for the day of, which, classic. I've had some other people do it in October. So as
Okay.
long as you're celebrating, you can do it whenever you wish.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so then we can use that week to lead up to the Saturday. And that way we can kind of build interest, maybe have some marketing folks work up some, daily, did you know on this date in such and such, this tree was planted or whatever. But, and do that with the kids. I think it's fabulous. I think it's all fabulous.
I also think if we need more money, that Davy would be interested in sponsoring. Davy's on the KAB board, and they sponsored all of the trees that we planted, and so did Vismeg at the schools last year. And they said if there was anything else we needed for events in the future, that they would assist. So.
Jeff, since you brought the idea of a committee up, go ahead and form it. Yeah, you stepped into this one, so.
Sarah
and-
Viviano is giving me an eye that I shouldn't do that.
I want to be cautious of open meetings as
Right.
far as a committee being formed. The law department is on here as well. I can see they're starting their camera right now. It looks like they may have
Good.
some comments here.
Limited to
Please.
or four.
Sure. I would advise that we not form a full-on committee or subcommittee. I would just leave it to Jeff and maybe two others who are particularly interested in this, perhaps meeting outside of normal meeting hours to hash some of these things out. We don't have to call it a committee. We don't have to form a committee, just a group of 3 people meeting to discuss things.
Okay. So this doesn't leave you off the hook, Jeff. It just means you're a member of
Hey.
an ad hoc group that gets together every once in a while.
Okay, we're not a committee. We're not. We're just a couple folks hanging out.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's fine. I get it. It's a new day.
Yeah, Jackie's a volunteer, and rightly so, because she's got a lot of contacts.
Cool.
And what we can, well, first of all, is anybody else really interested in occasionally meeting with these folks to map this out? And I'm seeing Brittany.
Yes, I am.
Okay, so the 3 of you work it out, and let us know what you're up to from time to time. But we would all focus it to start on, let's see, April 20.
Well, if the 3 of us, I mean, a quorum is X amount of folks.
5. We need 5
And
to
there,
make it quorum. And there's only
exactly.
3 of them.
So we will have 3 people, so that's not a quorum of any sort whatsoever. And if people from outside of the commission would happen to show up, I don't know if that would be any violation, would it?
If they're not part of the commission, I don't think that matters, right, John?
That doesn't create a quorum.
Okay.
Okay.
You're fine.
Okay, good.
Just-
Well, we'll figure out who else we can maybe talk to.
Yep. I'm trying to read your. Oh, absolutely. Jackie just asked if we want to work with the schools. And absolutely. Absolutely. Patricia, are you still involved with the schools or have you retired?
I am retired, but I am still involved with the schools. I volunteer.
Okay. Good
Mhm.
deal. Good deal. And Mark, I just, you've been hanging out here and I'm thinking that by glancing over the public education strategy, I just kind of overlooked you and want to make sure that you get your 2 cents worth in.
Not much to add, just delighted to see the collaboration between Lee and Jessica and the commission, and we'll continue to support Casey and team with any education needs as appropriate.
Okay. Okay. So without Casey here, she can't, we don't know the status of our webpage or any printed material. So we'll just kick that back into next year. Okay, any other comments or ideas based around Arbor Day and that? Because if not, then I'm going to ask our friend Joe Moglin. I don't know if I pronounced that right, because it could be Meglin based on, but anyway, if you would join us full on.
For your Arbor Day celebration?
No, you're a guest speaker for our meeting.
Oh, sure. Well, I can introduce myself for the folks who don't know me.
Can we see you? Because your camera's not on yet.
Can't turn it on at this time. My apologies.
Okay.
But yeah, name's Joe Meglin. I'm with the Division of Forestry. I'm on the urban forestry team. I serve 13 counties. Akron is my biggest city in Summit County. Actually just got finished up working on a tree commission academy class with some folks in Akron that we just had graduate, Sarah included, Matt as well. So, but I'm just here to help out with tree things. So, and any other, urban forestry related questions you guys have.
Okay. Um, Jessica, there's an urban forestry grant, or is that you, Joe? I don't know if that's
The grant you guys have is from if that's the one you're referring to, is from the federal government. The Division of Forestry has a grant help with similar titling. It's from the IRA funds. It's just the federal government gave some to the states to allocate to different communities. And additionally, the federals gave some direct. A Project Acorn is the one that you guys have direct. You've had that for a couple years. Recently, though, a month ago at this point, I think it was announced that you were awarded a grant from our pot of the money as well.
okay. So that's two different grants, right?
Yep, two different grants. One's federal, one's state, but it's all the same pile of funds.
Okay. So does this bolster Project Acorn?
I think
Um,
I think Casey was going to speak about this grant today. She made a really awesome one pager. Would you like me to share it with everybody real quick?
That would be great.
Okay.
That'd be great.
Let me share this. Can everybody see it okay?
Not yet. Yeah.
All right. So since Casey's not here, I can go over it real quick and see if anybody's got any questions or comments about it. But it's a grant. We were awarded $100,000. It's going to be a combination of tree planting and then public education. Myself and the city are going to be in charge of the planting plan and the tree planting. And Casey is going to be primarily in charge of the public engagement and communication and all that. If y'all haven't gotten this and you'd like a copy, I can email it over to you. But most of this is going to take place in the Joy Park area. So it was based on, I think, the census tracts. So there's two different census tracts here that we're going to focus on, both the planting and the community engagement. I think Joy Park is right here where my cursor is, but it's all going to be occurring here in these census tracts. So we'll probably be talking about this for the next couple of tree commission meetings coming up as well, just to share ideas and let y'all know, progress and all that. I think it's going to be about 150 more trees we're going to plant with this. And then it's going to be quite a few classes for city employees and tree commissioners, council persons, anybody interested in training, classes that the Ohio Forestry Division is putting on, and other classes. Y'all are welcome to attend these. And as far as the community engagement goes, I think we need to wait till next month when Casey's back and she'll give us more information on it. But I believe she's going to work with a few different organizations in that area to put on some presentations for the public, some tree planting classes, some tree care classes, and things like that.
What neighborhoods does that outlined area cover?
It's Middlebury and South Akron and maybe even East Akron. All three of them come together right around there, right?
Okay.
So, neighborhood is not really the best way to describe this area because I'm not really sure how they would associate. I think it's mostly Middlebury and South Akron, or maybe East Akron. But yeah,
Could be both.
I think it's both. I think it might be three different neighborhoods. I'm still trying to figure all that stuff out.
Okay.
Any other questions? All right.
Okay. Well, thank you, Matt, once again, helping us out. Okay. Was there any requests for public comment, Sarah?
I did not hear of any.
Okay. Okay, I guess we're down to the good of the order. I think we've done a fairly good job of covering what we have. Anything? Yes, Patricia.
I would just like to say that the graduation and the presentation was very, very nice. Congratulations to you all. And it was just a very great ceremony. Thanks for the invite, Matt.
Thank you, Patricia. Appreciate it.
The barbecue was good too.
It's
Thanks, Matt.
really, really nice and very interesting. Interested to see the other tree commissions from different places. It was really, really nice. Very
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Patricia, are you interested in the Tree Commission Academy?
Yeah, you said it was in Youngstown. I
think-
think, do you, I didn't actually see what the date was. As long as it's not going to conflict with bad weather. Yes, I would love to
It's
go.
January 7th, I believe, is the date that you sent us, Matt.
Yep.
Oh, January 7th. Oh, that's right after. Is there another, is there another time that another one will come up?
I don't think until next year, but Joe's here.
Yeah, there will be others that come up. I believe the next closest one is going to be east side of Cleveland in terms of geography. And
Oh,
then
that
there
sounds
won't be
better.
other classes until next year, unfortunately. And the one in my region I know will be down in Baltic, Ohio, at least somewhere in that neck of the woods.
Okay.
I don't even know where that is.
It's a smaller little town. Do you know Newcomerstown by chance? Right off
Oh,
77? Yeah,
yeah.
it's like 10 minutes north on a back road up that way, and you're in Baltic. It's like nestled in a valley. You wouldn't be able to see it unless you were in the town, but it's bigger than you'd think it'd be from somewhere not on a highway.
Okay.
But yes, Matt, I would be interested, but January 7th might be too soon.
Okay. You might be going to Cleveland or Baltic then.
Okay.
Just
That
let
sounds
me know. Brittany, I'm going to sign you up. And then anybody else who's interested in the freshman class, just send me an email and we'll get it all planned.
Thank you.
Yep, no problem.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, there not being any other business, the first thing I will do is wish everyone happy holidays. It's been a great year. I think we've gotten a lot accomplished, and I think we're going to get even more accomplished next year. So, Jeff, I'd like to hang on with you for a minute after the meeting's over.
Yes.
Okay. Well, at that, it is 2:07, and I adjourn this meeting of the Akron Tree Commission.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you.
Bye, y'all.